Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-August love reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, this is what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. After that, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Cosmic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as the energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that away, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Seven of Arrows, which is actually an Aquarius energy. And we have the Princess of Coins, which is the equivalent of the Page of Coins, or Page of Pentacles. So, looking at these two cards here, usually Seven of Swords can point to deception, but usually where it works in the person being deceptive's favor, or at least they think so, right? But if you look at the artwork in this particular deck, if we look at her facial expression, she definitely doesn't look too happy with the situation, right? So I feel like what this could be saying here is maybe you had something more casual with this person in the past, and there might have been a desire on your part to take things to the next level, but for whatever reason you seem to be hesitant to communicate to them around that desire. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Five of Wands. So maybe for somebody this could point to why, right? Because maybe if you felt like you would even try to bring the conversation up to where you'd see if they would be open to something more than just a casual connection, they might have been a bit elusive around that, right? So maybe they tried to change the subject to things along those lines. But yeah, definitely looks like they were trying to evade some kind of a deeper commitment in the past. All right, present energy on your side, we have Justice. So for some of you, this could point to a little bit of persistence on your part, right? So maybe now you're coming in more confident with the desire, I don't know why I won't focus, but with the desire to actually express to them that you would like something more than where you guys are currently at. So that's what I see with that. And present energy on their side, we have the World, and we have Ace of Cups. So seeing these two cards here, I feel like this is saying that for some of you, you'll actually see that they're going through a growth cycle. Given that we see the fixed energies here too, this could just be saying that actually as we're wrapping up Leo season, they could be going through that growth cycle as well, possibly as a result of the Aquarius full moon that just passed. But yeah, looks like this is saying that they're going through a bit of a growth cycle, and now they actually would be more open to love in that regard. So like I said in the past, it looks like they might have just been interested in something more casual, but now it looks like something's changing to where they are more open to something a bit more than that. All right, future energy on your side, we have fertility. So this is actually the equivalent of the Empress in traditional tarot. So for some of you, this could point to the growth of the connection for sure, especially given that you guys are Aquarius, and then we see the lion in the background there, which represents Leo energy, which is your opposite sign. I don't know why these cards are refusing to focus, but yeah. So could just be pointing to that, where they could say that this could be some growth, stability within the connection. Also keep in mind that there could be some pregnancy potential there as well if you look at the artwork, so just be mindful of that. If that's not something that you're looking for, just take precautions there, but that's what I see with that. And future energy on their side, we have the Two of Wands. So yeah, this is action-oriented energy here, and Aries energy. So yeah, like I said, to me this looks like a desire to actually take things to the next level with you guys too. Now it might not be, a huge jump, but at least they would be putting in the work toward building something a bit more stable, where like I said in the past energy with that Five of Wands, it looks like, yeah, you might have even tried to, even if you just hinted towards something more serious, I feel like they would have done whatever they could on their part to dodge that conversation. But at least now it looks like they're standing up more bold and more confident around the situation. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Princess of Arrows. So this is the equivalent of the Page of Swords in traditional tarot. And yeah, could just say that you guys probably were a bit nervous around expressing your feelings for this person as well, but there was still the desire to do so, right? And it, at the very least, looks like you probably did make some kind of an attempt. And then bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Prince of Cups. So this is the equivalent of the Knight of Cups. And usually that's Pisces energy, but in this deck it's actually Scorpio energy. You can see the symbolism there for Scorpio. So could just be saying that they might actually have deep feelings, but they were just trying to keep them under wraps. So actually expressing those feelings wasn't as easy for this person. So I feel like this is saying that, when they were being a bit evasive in the past, I don't necessarily feel like it wasn't that they had the feelings, but just more of them not wanting to come forward and express them yet. So in a way, you guys were kind of similar in that regard, but like I said, at least it looks like you were making somewhat of an effort to do so, whereas they were just content to not express those things in the past. But we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, let's see what we get from Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording, and what I'm going to be looking for is unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. Initially, I'll look for jumpers, but if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll actually just put the deck down and pull cards that way. So we'll see what we get. Almost had one there. Oh, got one. And, sorry. Next we'll see what we get from them to you. All right, and got one on their side. So let's see what we got on your side first. Okay, we have Forbidden. It says, even though we shouldn't, I still want you. So yeah, interesting layer there, because another way I could see this past energy, given that we see that message coming up, is that for some of you, you might have actually been in a connection that you weren't necessarily too happy with, right? So we see the pentacle there, and then if we look, there's not a ton of life on the trees in the background, right? She doesn't necessarily look too happy either, kind of like we saw with the Seven of Arrows energy. So for some of you, this could have been something where you were halfway out of a relationship in the past, but not fully, and you might have just felt a draw toward the connection with this person. Still feel like that's for a smaller percentage of you, but at the very least, that looks like that could be a possibility given the message that came up there. All right, and then on their side, we have letter. It says, I will be writing you a message. So yeah, for some of you, this could just be pointing to what I was talking about with the shift for them, where, like I said, it looks like they were trying to dodge any discussion of anything deeper in the past, and now in the present, at the very least, we're seeing that Ace of Cups energy with the world, which says that, okay, they're going through a bit of growth cycle, and maybe if not in the present, at least in the future position with the Two of Wands, that could represent them actually coming forward and expressing those feelings to you. All right, so lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom Oracle deck now. Same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here we're looking for one card with general advice to wrap up with. Well, got one there. Okay, so you guys got higher power. There's the artwork, and the number is 4. Okay, let's see what this has to say. Okay, the relationship message says it's time to address how much effort you give to your relationship with your higher power, called God, Goddess, Spirit, or any other name that is sacred and holy. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority. The appearance of this card also indicates that there is a deep spiritual bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and evolution. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. So yeah, interesting message there. I almost feel like that might even be something that would resonate more for those of you who resonate with energy on the right side, just given what we see with the World card and the Ace of Cups, because like I said, it looks like there was resistance on their part in the past, but then it seems like there's going to be a realization coming their way that this connection means more than they initially thought. So, whatever resonated with you guys, I'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.